It will not surprise you when I tell you that when I was a teenager and into my, I guess, when I was a teenager and working at Walden Books and had access to all these different, like, reference materials, and it started before the Jobby Job, too. I was obsessed with the Manson family. And not because I thought death was cool or murder was cool, but I just was amazed by this man being able to manipulate these people into doing what he did. Now, it would be easy to say, oh, well, he did it through drugs, brainwashed them with LSD. But let's talk about who it is that he targeted. He targeted these lost girls that he found on the road, women who had been rejected from their families because they didn't fit the bill and they weren't meeting the criteria of their family, so they were put out. And these girls were very susceptible, and he put LSD in them, and he made love to them, and he made them feel like they were beautiful, and they had never heard that in their lives. They had never been told that they were beautiful, or they hadn't been held, and that kind of grooming is very powerful. It's very powerful when you haven't had that to begin with. And I borrowed those experiences so that I could feel the things that they were feeling. And I didn't quite put it together why I felt so empathetic for these women until I figured out that my parents put me out too. As soon as they could. They let me move out when I was 18, and that was a near disaster. And then I might have been 19, and that was real hanky. But no one checked on me. No one made sure that I was going to a safe place. Then I came back home, and then I was up in Fairfax with them and Burke for a hot minute, and then I had them drop me off in Richmond, and that's what they did. Drop me off in Richmond with my cat and a bike, and I had a job at 3rd Street Diner. I remember them pulling the things in, and there was no lunch. There was no oh, let's help you arrange things. It was put stuff there, put stuff in the compartment, and then I could almost hear the tires squealing, them tearing away. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone so relieved to be rid of someone else. And consequently, since August 3rd of 1991, I've been on my own. Did I want to be? No. I would have loved to have been invited to Wednesday night dinners. I'm not even too sure what this video has started out to be. Oh, right, Manson family. Because the Manson family accepted these girls. And it's just fascinating to me that he was able to affect these people, basically manipulating them and gaslighting them with a love that they had never known, and then ordering them to kill. I'm in awe of how similar this is to our current situation. We are all so doped up on money and the desire for privilege. And yet we can't see that we are in danger. Like, we are in serious danger. Mostly because we've gotten so used to this. If you weren't completely compliant and like sending your children to go die in the sands, then you're against them. And having been raised in the army and the consequences of invading other lands, occupying other lands, helping people move the border here and there, bro, it's the cult of the gun. And it literally, like, I saw it online. Someone said it's like grandpa walking around with the gun, having a temper tantrum in the house. Like, that is the way we're living. And we don't realize what kind of danger we're in. And very few of us are even standing up in our own personal lives. So, I'm not entirely sure what happened to my barn raising mid-70s, like, hippie wannabe types. But now'd be a real good time to go ahead and, like, raise a barn or, like, pretend to love each other. It's a pretty good time to go ahead and enact any kind of civilization, because you're not going to be doing it individually. I'm sorry. You're just not. It's not what we're made of. And the more you think about, like, oh, I'm so independent and I can do things all by myself. Please. You know how hard people have to work to get that piece of meat on a piece of styrofoam under a piece of plastic? You know how hard people got to work to get that cantaloupe from Mexico all the way up into Virginia and then put a sticker on it? And someone else has to work on the scanner. Someone else, apparently at Kroger, they're just standing there making sure you don't steal from them. You're dependent. We're all interdependent. And it's a mistake to think that we're not. I don't know what this rant was about. I know I've been thinking a lot about Charlie Manson and the poor women that followed him, and I guess this cult mentality of just do what they say and everything will be okay. It's going to be the end of us.